When you're voted the most powerful person in the world 4 times in a row, you know you've got serious power. But with that power comes a ton of wealth too. In today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the insanely expensive things Russia's President Vladimir Putin owns. People often say that money equals power, and Vladimir Putin certainly has power. But how much money does he actually have? Well, he's not saying. Trying to figure out Putin's net worth has been a major challenge for journalists and intelligence agencies. As a former KGB agent, Putin's wealth is likely hidden in a network of companies, real estate, and other people's accounts. Forbes has been trying to figure out Putin's wealth for 20 years, but it's one of the hardest mysteries in the world of tracking money. It's even tougher than finding out how rich heirs, other world leaders, or drug lords are. Investigating hidden wealth, especially in Russia, is a serious task. So, where is Putin's money, and how much does he have? Forbes doesn't know for sure, but over the years, they've developed a few ideas. There are a few ideas about how Vladimir Putin could be so rich. One theory, called the Khodorkovsky model, says Putin made a deal with Russia's billionaires after he threw Mikhail Khodorkovsky, the country's richest man, in jail. The deal was simple: hand over half of your fortune and you get to keep the other half. Refuse and you lose it all and possibly end up behind bars. Bill Browder, a businessman with experience in Russia, thinks Putin could have gained up to $200 billion this way. Another idea, known as the mafia model, suggests that Putin doesn't need to directly own things. Instead, he helps his friends and family get rich through government deals, and then they give him a cut. These close allies, like his judo buddy Arkady Rotenberg or his ex-son-in-law Kirill Shamalov, handle large sums of money on Putin's behalf. Swedish economist Anders Aslund thinks Putin's wealth could be anywhere between $100 billion and $130 billion, hidden with trusted people. Then there's the bluster model, which is a bit different. It suggests that Putin might not actually own much at all, but likes people to believe he's super rich. Officially, he only earns a modest salary and owns a few small properties. But many think his real wealth lies in the luxurious homes, yachts, and jets he has access to as Russia's leader. According to this idea, it's the appearance of wealth and power that matters most to Putin, not the actual money in his bank account. This doesn't seem true, though. In 2007, Stanislav Belkovsky, a former Kremlin advisor, estimated Putin's wealth at least $40 billion. If true, that would have put him in the top 10 of Forbes' billionaire rankings. But Forbes doesn't include Putin on its list because they can't verify enough of his assets. Belkovsky's claim was based on Putin allegedly owning stakes in major oil and gas companies. He said Putin controlled 37% of the oil company Surgutneftgaz, 4.5% of Gazprom, and had a large stake in Gunvor, a commodities trader. The US government also linked Putin to Gunvor, but the company denies that he has any ownership. By 2012, Belkovsky raised his estimate of Putin's wealth to $70 billion, based on new insider information. Some believe Putin could even be worth as much as $200 billion. While the exact number is unknown, Putin certainly seems to have the lifestyle of someone very wealthy. One of his most famous alleged possessions is a $1 billion palace on the Black Sea, with a grand design similar to the palaces of Russian czars. It supposedly includes a private theater, helicopter pads, and housing for security guards. According to a Russian businessman who fled the country, this palace was built for Putin using money from a secret fund created by wealthy oligarchs. And that's not all. There are rumors that Putin has 20 palaces, 4 yachts, 58 aircraft and helicopters, and a collection of watches worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. Additionally, Putin is rumored to own 700 cars, including a $716 million plane known as the Flying Kremlin. That's a lot, right? One yacht, called Graceful, was spotted in Sochi in 2015. There's also talk of a luxurious 3-story residence near Saratov with German chandeliers, Italian furniture, a billiard room, a pool, and a sauna. Adding to these luxuries is his collection of high-end watches. Among them are a Patek Philippe perpetual calendar worth $60,000 and a $500,000 A. Lange & Söhne turbograph. Just his watch collection alone is worth multiple times more than his official yearly salary. These lavish items only deepen the mystery surrounding the true extent of Putin's wealth. Despite these rumors, Putin downplays his wealth. He once said that claims about his riches are nonsense and joked that people just made them up. However, he has admitted to being wealthy in a different way. "I am the wealthiest man in the world because the people of Russia have entrusted me with leading this great nation," he once said. In the end, we may never know the full extent of Putin's wealth, but it's clear that power is what he truly values. According to Fortune, Putin claims to own simple assets like an 800-square-foot apartment and 3 cars. But reports suggest he leads a much more extravagant life. At the center of these claims is the massive mansion on the Black Sea, often referred to as Putin's country cottage. This estate reportedly also includes a marble swimming pool, an amphitheater, and a casino, with construction costs around $1.4 billion and yearly maintenance estimated at $2 million. The interior is just as grand, with dining room furniture worth $500,000, a bar table priced at $54,000, and bathrooms featuring Italian toilet brushes that cost $850 and toilet paper holders priced at $1,250. Maintaining this massive property is said to cost $2 million a year, with a dedicated staff of 40. Does that really sound like someone living a simple life? Reports from sources like the Panama Papers have pointed to a network of offshore deals and loans worth $2 billion connected to Putin's inner circle. While his name is not directly associated with these financial records, the transactions suggest that those close to him benefit from his patronage. Take his watch collection, for example. He's been seen wearing some incredibly expensive timepieces, like a Patek Philippe watch worth $60,000 and another by A. Lang & Söhne that costs a whopping $500,000. Why would someone who claims to live modestly own watches worth more than his yearly salary? In June 2024, Russian President Vladimir Putin gifted North Korean leader Kim Jong-un a second Urus Senat, Russia's luxury car comparable to a Rolls-Royce, during a visit to Pyongyang. In exchange, Kim gave Putin a pair of hunting dogs. The Urus Senat, designed for Russian elites and top officials, is a symbol of Russian luxury and technological prowess, featuring a powerful hybrid V8 engine and full armor. Despite plans for global expansion being halted due to the Ukraine war, the cars are still produced in limited quantities, showcasing strong ties between Putin and Kim. The current Russian presidential state car is the Urus Senat limousine, which took over from the Mercedes-Benz S600 Guard Pullman. The Urus Senat is packed with life-saving, offensive, and defensive features, tailored to meet the stringent demands of the Federal Protective Service. What else could you expect from a car meant to protect the most powerful person in Russia? Developed in Russia by NAMI under the Cortege project, it made its debut during Vladimir Putin's 4th inauguration in 2018. Like other presidential vehicles, the Urus Senat is bulletproof, fitted with solid rubber tires, and includes advanced communication systems. Who wouldn't want their ride to be as secure and advanced as possible? When the president travels on state visits, the car is flown in via an Ilyushin Il-76 transport aircraft. The motorcade often features Ural or BMW motorcycles, alongside various support vehicles like Mercedes G-Class, E-Class, S-Class, BMW 5 Series, Volkswagen Caravelle, and Chevrolet models. The Special Purpose Garage, SPG, a unit of the Federal Protective Service, manages these transportation needs for the president. In autumn 2011, a builder who worked on President Putin's secretive property near Finland described the construction as monumental, likening it to the building of the Egyptian pyramids. He recalled around 1,500 workers, including Russians, Uzbeks, and even soldiers, all rushing to complete the project. Another worker mentioned how all signs of construction were carefully camouflaged to blend with the natural landscape. Hills, trees, grass, and rocks were painted over concrete and metal structures, ensuring the site remained hidden from view. The property included a Japanese garden and an impressive floor-level pool, so well hidden that you wouldn't even know it was there. Many workers spoke of constant reconstruction over the past 15 years, with one saying they were always building and demolishing. One particularly notable example was a grand gym made of marble, which stood for only a few years before being suddenly torn down by a digger, much to the surprise of those who had built it. It's always a mystery with this man.